All right, you're live.
All right, we are here with Cameron from Tristate Running Company, and I know everyone's getting ready for the. Can I even say this name? The David Portnoy Memorial 5K on May 23rd. Everyone's very excited for that. If you're not signed up, sign up at kirkmanahanshow.com, by the way. But Cameron from Tristate Running Company is going to show us how to get ready. I know a lot of people are stuck in their houses, obviously. So if you want to measure your feet, we're going to show you how to do that today. So, Cameron, I guess explain to us exactly how we're doing this virtual foot measurement for people that are going to need some new running sneakers.
Yeah, so the key everybody should understand is like every shoe does something different. Every foot is slightly different. So people have different needs, and so if they just kind of order a shoe online, it looks cool, it looks fun, nice colors, and so forth. That's a recipe to destroy your feet and to get injured there. So you want to have somebody looking at your feet, talking, having a conversation with that person, and identifying what their needs are here. So in your case, you're doing you're training for the Dave Portnoy Memorial 4K, or is it 5K? I thought it was 4K.
I've heard 4K, but that's just said by certain Russian bots. I believe it's 5K. Yeah.
All right, cool. I didn't know if it was a 4K or 5K. Okay. And so you are. So you're going to be pushing somebody. Is that correct? You're pushing that guy that's funnier than you.
Yeah, I'm pushing. Yeah. Cameron, come on. I don't need you busting my balls here too. All right. Yes, I'm pushing Ted. He's much funnier than me, and he's going to be a pain in the ass. But yes, I will be. So I guess I'll need a proper shoe if I'm going to be doing that.
Yeah, definitely. So, well, first off, I'm proud to be helping you. If we can help, kick a little dirt on Dave Portnoy's grave, I'm happy to help you out with that.
I like the sound of it.
So let's do that here. So the first thing, I want to talk about, have you ever trained for a 5K? Have you ever run, consistently?
Look at me, Cameron. I'm training the training never stops with me.
Your body's a temple, I must admit. It's really it's overwhelming. So
no, I haven't really, no.
Okay. So when you were like, I know that you've, you lost a lot of weight over the summertime. Were you doing lots of walking and things like that, or
yeah,
not?
A little bit of running, mostly walking, but yeah, I would get into running a little bit. Yeah.
So when you were running, did you ever have any pain in your shins, any knee problems, IT band problems? That's kind of the part between your knees and your hips. Did you ever have any of those issues when you were running?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit of strain for sure, a lot of soreness, obviously, but yeah, I would say a little bit of pain, and I wore basketball sneakers, so that might have been why. Probably.
Well, that doesn't help there. So, right now, do you have anything that's nagging you or bothering you or anything along those lines?
Not at the moment, no.
Okay, all right. So, what I'm going to ask is, okay, well, you did the wet foot test first, right? So, do you mind showing me which each foot should look like on the wet foot test?
Yes, this is the left foot.
Okay.
And so this is basically just like for those of you at home, you stand in water, give your footprint there. I don't know what he's surmising from this, but he's the expert.
Yeah. I see a lot. There's lots going on there. What about the other foot?
All right. This would be the right foot.
The right foot. Okay. All right. So surprisingly enough, I would have imagined you'd have flatter feet, but you have actually nice, looks like you have some nice arches. So your feet are not completely flat. Usually flat feet is equated with people who overpronate. What does overpronating means? It means that when you run and you walk, your ankles roll in. When your ankles roll in and you're not aligned properly, you're going to usually have shin splints, some IT band problems, some knee problems. So you look like you're actually fairly what we call neutral, meaning you don't overpronate, and you have looks like nice arches there.
My goodness, thank you so much.
Exactly. Has Alba ever told you that before? Has she ever said
all the time? She's always talking about it.
Does your dad talk about it?
My dad talks about it they go back and talk. She says he's not a great guy, but he's tremendous arches.
Tremendous arches, exactly. Yeah. It's funny. I just fitted before a guy that was on beforehand. I fitted this guy named Menners, and he was on here, and I fitted him for shoes. He didn't know what kind of shoes he would wear, but he wore a 5.5 kids size. So
Cameron's got all the jokes. Cameron's funnier than me now too. I don't like this. So, anyways, and promptly after him, I fitted Alistair Black, and he actually had a size 15 foot. It was amazing. But any case, so you have nice neutral shoes. I would ask you normally if the way it's set up, that's not going to work for you. But I would traditionally ask that person to
turn the camera around, and I'd ask them to walk up and down a hallway and to see what their feet look like when they're walking. In this case here, we'll bypass that. So so based on that, then what I would also recommend, you said I would also have you measure your feet beforehand. There's on our website, there's a mechanism for you to measure your foot. Well, once again, not bore everybody with that, but what we always recommend is when you measure your foot, you want to wear at least a minimum half size bigger than what you traditionally wear.
Okay, yeah, because I said to you before we started that like I think I'm a 12, but I can usually squeeze into an 11 and a half, but you said that's no good.
That's no good. So men usually are more open to this, but women traditionally we have more issues with, because women, first of all, they must think there's a correlation between foot size and femininity. So they always want to go, no, I wear a size 7, and their foot measures like a size 8 there. So with running shoes, you want to make sure that you have like a thumbnail's width at the end of the shoe between your toe and the end of the shoe. And why is that? The reason why is every time you land, your feet splay, right? So they spread out every time you land that. You have 3 times your body weight when you land, and so they really kind of spread out there. 2 is you don't want your feet hitting the end of the shoe, because you can lose your toenails, and it makes it very, very uncomfortable there. So having at least the thumbnails width at the end of your shoes are, that's pretty good there. And sometimes it takes a little while to get used to, because you're used to wearing things that are too small on your feet there. So that is a big component of having a good running shoe, is having it in the right size.
Okay, awesome. So people that are looking to get virtually fitted can go to you.
Yes, they can go to me. They go to traditionally they go onto our website. There's a link for them to sign on to their to make an appointment. There's a couple of things they have to do beforehand, and it has a link to the wet foot test, and has a link to how to measure your feet. And once I have that information through conversation here with what you told me, and seeing all that stuff, I can get you within a 90% certainty rate, get you in the right shoe there. So in your case, I would, do you like a lot of cushion when you run? Do you kind of like to feel the road when you run? Do you not give a shit?
Cameron, in my running experience, I have found that I can really just go with anything. I go with the flow.
Right,
all the obstacles that have been thrown at me, I've overcome.
Exactly. That's awesome. So what I would recommend for a guy like you, if you don't mind me asking, what are you, about 5'9", 190 pounds? What do you weigh?
You're way off on, I'm like 5'11", 220 probably, maybe 225.
So, listen, I
appreciate that slender guess.
You look wonderful.
Thank you.
So what I would probably do is I'd probably get you in a maximum cushion shoe, a shoe that has a lot of good cushioning. Like I said, running's a very repetitive sport. You're doing the same thing over and over and over again. So, a lot of times people talk and they're like, well, I want a shoe that's lighter. Ultimately, none of us are qualifying for the Olympics. You make, I don't know, Mike, you seem like a natural. You might never know. 2024, you could be an Olympic contender, but most of us are not going to qualify for the
Special Olympics.
Special Olympics. So none of us are going to qualify for the Olympics. So I'm going to, suggest to most people that, are over 200 pounds, get a maximum cushion shoe. So based on the information that you've given me, you wear like a size 12. I'd probably go a minimum size 12 and a half. I'd get you in a New Balance 1080 or a Brooks Glycerin or a Saucony Triumph. And I think, between one of those 3 shoes there, you would be very, very happy. And I think you'd be best, set up for success there. The worst thing you can do, though, is, a lot of times people, they get the Nike shoe. They love the swoosh. And people like these shoes that fit like slippers. They put them on. They're nice and soft and they feel good. But when you get the shoe, it can kind of twist in all sorts of different directions. And when you do that, your foot ultimately, maybe not the first week, the second week, but you get 3 weeks into it, you're going to get injured there. So you want a shoe that has a certain amount of structure to it, and it doesn't kind of flex in all sorts of different directions there.
All right, awesome. And Cameron, I did mention, we know I'm an expert but for the layman's, for the people that aren't exercising constantly, I imagine they're going to need stuff other than shoes, so they can get that with you guys as well. I know. Let them know everything they can get at Tristate Running Company.
So the first thing I would say is I would talk them through a training plan. Just, if you haven't been running, the number 2 injury I see besides having the wrong equipment is just trying to do too much too soon. It would be like me going to the gym and trying to bench press 110 pounds. I would kill myself. So you want to make sure that you start off slow, have a training plan, maybe do some run walking, and build up from that way. There's great Couch to 5K programs. We have one at the store, and people come want to talk to me. I can share that with them. But that's the first thing I talk to them about is a training plan and making sure that they're not doing too much too soon. Beyond that, socks are so important. You want to get a nice dry wicking sock that pulls the moisture away from your foot there. If you get a good shoe, they all have a mesh-like system to allow the sweat to evaporate. If you have a cotton sock, we say cotton is rotten. What happens is the sweat.
Got all the phrases, Cameron.
I'm telling you, man. I'm 10 years of doing this. It's I'm full of them. So you want to make sure that your feet stay dry, and that will do a couple of things. One, it'll keep your feet cool on a hot day. It'll keep your foot warm on a cold day because moisture is the enemy, and then it'll reduce blistering. So get a nice dry wicking sock. We can help you through that. There's a variety of them. And then beyond that, really, it's really, wear like a dry wicking shirt, or, don't wear a cotton shirt. That's going to be agony. You'll chafe, you'll rub, and that's bad as well. And then, based on the app that I'm hearing that Steve got, it's like you have to wear your phone with you, and that'll keep track of your time, and that'll allow everybody to compare times. Get an arm pocket that you can put on your arm. Or
I was called a moron for putting my phone in my pocket. So that's still good, I guess.
No, there's a variety of reasons as to why you're maybe a moron. That is certainly one of them. But
I think that's it, Cameron. That's the only one.
That's the only one. So I would, get an arm pocket or what they call a spy belt that you can put around your waist as well. One of those two things are going to be very helpful in terms of making your run a little bit more enjoyable. So
awesome.
We can help you with all that kind of stuff there. And people have training questions. We can set up a virtual fitting. I'd be happy to walk them through that as well.
Very cool. So is it TristateRunningCompany.com?
The company's called Tristate Running Company, but the website is www.tristaterunning.com.
TristateRunning.com.
Yes. Enter promo code Kirk, and we'll make sure everybody gets a gift with purchase.
All right. So go to TristateRunning.com. Talk to Cameron. We'll get you fit for everything you need for the David Dream Portnoy Memorial 5K on May 23rd, and make sure you're signed up at KirkManahanshow.com. All right, guys.
And Mike, I want to let you know, Saturday nights, I got 4 kids and whatnot. The highlight of my night is Mike and the Minifans.
Get out of town, Cameron. Come on.
You know what the best part about the Mike and the Minifans though is after the show, after you get done, I can watch this all day when you're trying to read your texts afterwards. That is, I'm infatuated by that. I can watch that for hours and hours.
I don't know if you're aware of this. That's not supposed to be the best part. The content, me speaking, is supposed to be what's fascinating.
I'm infatuated. I could do that all day. So
maybe we'll get down there sometime.
I'd love it.
All right, Cameron. Thank you very much, man.
Okay, thank you guys. See ya. Bye.